I am really excited to welcome one of our incredible partners, Amit Sevak from the educational testing service ETS, who will present on enabling the world's future-ready workforce today. We will discuss the essential steps to prepare the global workforce for future challenges. So it's my pleasure to welcome Amit. Thank you so much.
The sun rises in the east. What a fantastic opportunity to reflect on what's happening here in India today. As someone whose family is from Gujarat, who shifted to the United States, we've had the opportunity to be looking eastward for many decades now to see this sun truly rising. And the economic miracle has been extraordinary. We've all seen it, we're experiencing it. We're experiencing it in so many parts of India. And yet, for me, the sun continuing to rise is going to be closely connected to the rise of India's educational economy, the skills economy, the whole ecosystem here in India today. And so for me, I'm particularly excited about what's possible here. Having just completed my first full year in 2023 at ETS, I've had the opportunity to support all of the investments and activities we have going on here in India today. I'm very proud to share that ETS India office continues to grow. We're investing in talent and bringing new colleagues into the Indian family here at ETS. At the same time, we're signing up new partnerships day by day with institutions, with companies, with associations. We recently made an acquisition of a company called WeBox that's also based here in Delhi that allows us to expand our capabilities here in India and around the world in assessment platforms and other solutions. We're continuing to invest in India because we really believe that the sun is still rising here and that there's so much more work we can do for India and for India to help shape the world economy for decades to come. I also wanted to share that for us, the sun rising in India is an important metaphor for what's possible in so many other emerging markets. In so many ways, the work, for example, the National Education Policy, the NEP of 2020, is a role model for so many countries around the world. So just really delighted and just hopeful for the future to come. I wanted to share that this is not just a company-wide opportunity for ETS. This is personal for me. My mom and dad, as I mentioned, shifted from India to the US. And I wanted to talk about my mom for just a little bit to set some context. When my mom came over from India to the US, she didn't have the college degree. She didn't come like my dad to go study at a university, to go get his master's, and he went on to become a successful civil engineer. For my mom, she came to the US, wasn't able to complete her college degree, and then didn't get the opportunity to continue her studies. She had to raise 3 boys, she had to put food on the table, she had to take care of us and keep the life that we had in the US going. So she never got a formal degree. But there's many things that she did along the way that demonstrated all kinds of skills that we value. For example, she started a nonprofit that was focused on helping the Indian community where we were living to get exposed to books and talks and other activities that can help support the Indian community's children growing up in the area. She called it the Noble Thoughts Foundation, and her inspiration was to provide some of the cultural elements in India to our family and to our community, our Indian community where we were growing up in the US. So to launch a nonprofit, she needed drive, creativity, organizational skills, financial management, a willingness to communicate, a willingness to learn from error, trial and error. These are the kinds of skills that don't often show up in a formal piece of paper, but these are the kinds of skills that are increasingly being valued in the world of work. And so my mom, I like to think of as a star. When you think about skills through alternative routes, skills through alternative routes, a star. And the goal I'd like to aspire to have us think about is that more and more as the future of work is evolving, we're looking for stars. We're looking for the acquisition of skills through alternative routes because every single one of us have picked up skills outside of formal education, right? outside of K-12, outside of higher ed, outside of a formal licensure program. We're constantly learning and relearning skills as we go. And as the world of work changes and the half-life continues to go down for learning a new skill, we need this opportunity right now to recognize that underneath those formal degrees and diplomas are the acquisition of skills. And this is where ETS, I believe, can play a role. ETS is the world's largest private education provider for assessments. We do every single year 50 million assessments every year. We assess in the United States, in India, and around the world. We're in over 180 countries. We have nearly 10,000 locations. And we're really proud of our long research-based focus on assessments. At the same time, we like to think of this as not your old ETS. We're a completely new organization. We're really aspiring to go beyond traditional educational tests to go more towards work readiness or future readiness. And so the aspiration we have is to shift from education as the primary focus to much more of a workforce assessment organization. To think about our products as less the B2C products you might be familiar with, like a TOEFL or a GRE, and to think about more of the future skill-based assessments that are helping people for the future of work. And this is the new ETS that we're aspiring to come forth with partnerships, with new products, with new services that we're providing. This focus on skills is a key part of the future. Because what is a skill? A skill at the end of the day is the ability to do something, to demonstrate that ability to do something. It's not the what you know, it's not the content, but it's the ability to apply it. And if you think about the future of work, you think about the future of jobs, what's a job? But a bundle of skills. So this focus on shifting from content-based assessments to more skill-based assessments is the future that we are looking to create. It's the future of India. It's the future of the United States. It's the future of the world. We're moving towards a skill-based economy where certificates and licenses and skill transcripts, or as the Indian government calls it, skills passports, are becoming much more of the norm, from K-12 to higher education to the future of work. The skill is the through line, and our ability as the education ecosystem represented here today to be able to usher that in is going to make this a very, very exciting next phase in the EdTech journey. So for us, all of this is enabled by the power of AI. At ETS, like many other assessments organizations, we build tests, we deliver tests, and we score tests. And the opportunity right now to really be thoughtful about how you can ethically and responsibly use artificial intelligence to usher in the power of good quality assessments, to capture the data of learners, to be able to use that data to help the learner get more understanding of themselves, and for employers and institutions and governments throughout the world to leverage that data to really capture and support the learning journey. So responsible and ethical use of AI is a responsibility that we as the education ecosystem have. We all love to talk about AI, right? We've been talking about it today. We're talking about it as education players. But the responsible and ethical use of AI, where data, such as data through assessments, can help power and help support learners is really important. A lot of this is backed on research. And so for us, we really strive to use research to really measure quality. Because anybody can come up with a test, but to have one that is valid, reliable, and trusted is an art form and a science form. And so our view is that we're advancing the science of measurement. We're advancing the science of how do you measure skills as you move forward. And whether it's a skill for communication or creativity, whether it's a skill that's really ushering in all kinds of potential, that's where we're coming in. So this idea of a skills transcript, this idea of a transcript that goes beyond just what classes did you take or what your marks were, and is really capturing the skills that you have at a moment of time, we believe is the future of education, the future of work. And that's why we're really excited to focus our research efforts as we move forward on the personalization of these skills, on the application of digital tools that are driving forward these skills, and our ability to do this at scale to help governments as they move forward. I want to leave with the final thought here, which is based on an acquisition we just did. We just closed a couple of weeks ago a major acquisition for ETS called PSI. Now, this is a company that also like ETS, and also like with the independence of India in 1947, has decades and decades of experience on the science of measurement. And as you can see here, the focus of this is on licenses and certifications for industries. Because as we think about the future of work, we need to think about it across industries. What are the skills that are required for insurance versus for IT versus for aviation? What are the skills that a drone operator needs or a solar panel installer? These industry-specific skills is the future, and we believe this is the right time for us to be making this kind of investment as ETS evolves from educational testing towards a true source for workplace readiness. Thank you very much. Really excited to have this opportunity to be with you, and thanks very much for the conversation today, and thank you.